Hey everybody, this is Paladin back with some Outer Worlds. I just had to stop my previous stream as it was getting a little bit too long, but now we are back. But if you are joining me for the first time, please do me a great big favor and press that like and subscribe button there on YouTube. Go over to my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/paladin and you can follow me with that heart-shaped button and watch me play live. Okay, so I don't like that it's not giving me the, I have to go see the vicar. I don't like that it's, I don't like that it's making me find everything by myself. Okay. Rizzo's Spectrum Red. Was it like space wine? Oh, vodka. Should have read. Glass for every class. But red vodka? Ugh. Does not sound appealing to me.
Almost lost a finger in the cannon.
Okay, so I have to find this bloody chapel.
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
Here it is. Found it.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Resident. Hello, resident. Ah, Max.
I'll meet you on the ship when you're ready to depart from Emerald Vale. Captain.
We wanted to talk to you about
What? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so
someone's got a
brave as to drive
crush.
her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do? Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice? Astute. But I am here, not in the deserter camp. So that's not a variable I can account for. Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. If it were as easy as a few soothing words in the right ears, I'm sure it would have been done already. Consider it a challenge. I've never seen you before, and there's been no... Also, pretty universal here, except for Ms.
It's just...
Oh, nothing could be further from the truth. I'm simply bemoaning the level of spiritual awareness. Yes, but there are... I must double my efforts to elevate my flock. These are good... Yes, and thank you for pointing it out. It is wrong of me to succumb to distress.
This guy's a con man of
This
some
place could be
sort.
so much
I
more,
know he is.
and I will continue in my quest to make it so.
Okay, so taste the freedom, prefabricated living, just like home. That is kind of neat, actually. Dum 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 dum.
Mr. Thompson said to talk with Miss McDevitt before doing anything here?
Then you can stay here
Yeah,
if you'd like.
huh? That's on account of how I never met her. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception.
Wow.
So when I was born, I got sent here.
Straight up slavery.
It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math, high-level stuff. Better to raise me on his time than hers. You mean about the mission being too... I know, but Vickers says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vickers sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass. It just comes off cold to me, is all.
Ta-da!
Not even a scratch. Nice one.
Thank you.
Not a peep from me. Here we go.
Were you? Yeah, I don't want to do anything.
Get away!
Who's telling? Who was that?
Away!
Mind the theme. You're liable to get fucked. Here they come! Nice one! That's the last of them!
Yeah, I am not touching anything here.
You're not real. You're not real.
Higgins. We're talking about Higgins.
Go away, Phantom!
Hey, buddy.
Away!
You okay?
You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot! Scram!
Shoo, scram!
You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. I knew I should. See? See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting. Of course. Do excuse me. I experience brief flashes of mania during which I am visited by the phantoms of my imagination. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder. Hard to say. By my reckoning, Higgins has been here somewhere between 2 weeks and forever. My recollection's a touch fuzzy these days. Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant.
Okay.
Jimmy'd opened the vending machines. That lasted a good couple of months. Eventually, I had to resort to more unconventional... Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium. You mean, why did the Mechanicals go on a murderous rampage? Same reason any of us do, I suppose. The voices told them to do it. I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out. I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries. Repaired them, maintained, upgraded. Did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section. Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons. You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead.
Okay.
Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering.
I am.
There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you. The tail. Mechanicals. I was on cleaning.
Hey, look at that. Alright, so you say it's in the next room. Why not?
Why should I come back?
Oof. Probably shouldn't have done that. Don't want to return to Thomas yet. I think I'm going here. Might as well just run to it. It's gonna take just as long for the loading. Mantis swarm. Okay. Leather bug.
I don't know what you... Over in the hot out.
Assuming that's the hothouse.
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
Any luck finding one of the... Whoa, Miss Parvati. Hey, you're, what,
Are you, are things safe out here?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
No kidding. Really?
All of them.
Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment. Well, don't keep me in suspense. The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals. That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you,
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should
Oh?
fit right into your outfit. What's on your mind?
Charged surface.
Couple months. This camp's my home. People you see milling about, I owe them. We all left the cannery for one reason or... I mean, I was incompetent. I couldn't even survive on my own. Grace found me, Adelaide took me in, I've been on my feet ever since.
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the cannery. Not like here. This place had a U-shaped hole, and now it doesn't.
You could stay, you know. Here. I'd be happy to... I mean, we...
So pretty.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got so...
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned. No, dear. The garden belongs to us all. Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe yields its bounty The soil around the secret recipe is a home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater.
I like these
Home
guys.
for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the... It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject. Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's
It's
hear
more
it.
of a warning.
What's Reed's idea of peace, then? Make amends. Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living
Probably.
just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would... Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do. You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps Spacer's choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
I'm all right.
That was unkind of... Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives. You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it. Life in Edge... I trust you.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, they do have their own town here. I don't know.
Where are we headed? He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to... I'm just glad he's alive. That he's okay. I mean, when Mr. Talk... Yeah, huh?
I've always wanted to poke around in here.
Well, we are doing it now, man. This is a really good game. So, so this guy mentioned there was another room here.
What's eating you?
There is nothing. There is no terminal. Except unless maybe there is. Yeah. Neat. Okay. That was a whole lot easier than I had anticipated that being. So... Poor guy. The brain for trying to figure out where I was here for but a moment. Okay.
Three switches. That'll be easy enough. If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the veil? Yeah, huh? Last.
I think that's the last one.
Once we do this, there's no going back. Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do? I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished. Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow, she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred? Well, that sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead.
Okay.
Cutting off their power might be the only way. Sorry, I didn't mean to babble. Really?
Just kidding. Fudge. I think this might have been a mistake. This is a canid or canid or canid. I'm gonna say canid.
I know, I'm trying to think.
One of us want to go see what happened?
What happened? Sprat fell into a transformer again?
Zoe says she fought her way out of a marauder camp with her own bare hands.
Marauders can't see us in the...
Home is where the heart is. Marauders took that.
Don't think she's in here. So, okay.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it? You killed my garden, destroyed. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edge. You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos?
Just looking to do what's right.
Or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together. Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has... The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients. Edgewater Cemetery's got corpses aplenty. Enough for a generation's worth of crops. My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of this.
That's gross. That is gross. Order yours today. It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice. AKA mass-produced schlock. Who is messaging me? Bang! That's what that is.
I think you did the rightest thing you could sending the power back to Edgewater. A lot of people would have suffered otherwise. People I care for.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts? Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's Choice. I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes. But I have done my best for this town.
Kind of like that. Okay.
I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer, but it is my home. I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life.
Is this?
Best treatment is a good work ethic. The very notion is just grotesque. A raw vegetable? Why don't you just ask me to go chew the bark off of a tree? We are a Spacer's Choice Saltuna, Ken. I don't understand. You say Adelaide's growing her own food, but that should not be possible. The soil's gone sour. Company said as much. Our own botanists couldn't grow decent crops for us, so the company got rid of them and shut down the greenhouse. You'll excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil? If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way.
Always come with
My
me.
year's ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me. A couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now, I couldn't show my face in any of them. No such thing as an honorable resignation. Suppose I could find a place outside the walls, or put in for early retirement. I don't know. I could see myself lasting a week. I do. Adelaide's found a cure for the plague, and she knows how to tend to crop. She's what this town needs. I have always tried to do right by my town.
Man, I tried. Alright,
Something you need?
Nah. You're good. Raptidon, biological overview. Looks like a scary motherfucker.
Look at that. The snake. I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward. You're telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger, you are some kind of twisted. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole set. I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Gotta consider.
Sorry. Adelaide said that? Was she sober at the time? I never imagined she'd step... Something must have changed in Edgewater. Adelaide's good as family.
Never liked Reed.
Turn to the unreliable. Alright. Dissident Hunter. Oh, the Dissident Hunter. When indentured servants are freed, anarchy soon follows. He is the Dissident Hunter. 10 corporations joined together and formed the Halcyon Holding Corporation. Schnoish. That's what that is, just schnoish.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling. I worked on the occasional supply coach in need of repairs. Once I built a little model craft out of spare parts, but Mr. Thompson found out and I had to take it apart. I want to ask you something, and you can say no.
Okay.
But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think? Yes! Captain. I can call you Captain now.
Looks like I'm almost level 8.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room. I could spend hours reflecting on the secret workings of the universe. Little else in this So, tell me what's on your mind. Bakonu, the author. Philosophy, but I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him. That's a good question. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2.
Okay.
Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. They're easily... Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, I meditated. I'll comb the last... Thank you, Captain.
I thought the Groundbreaker was here. Whatever. Achievement unlocked. 30. Ticket to anywhere. Got your very own ship.
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community. What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the Unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Make it so. Against all odds, the unreliable takes flight. Dialogue skill, combat abilities trigger automatically in combat, distracting your enemies.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Patch him through.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you. Oh, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay. Gladys and I have been doing... Criminals, good. Plenty of... Well, yes. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so...
Gotcha.
Without a skip drive, good luck. Look, none of us... Excellent. I'll send her... But I call it the holographic shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
Captain Hawthorne, disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting edge technology. Okay.
Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits. First-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you. Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely. Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram. A change of clothes. What is this? Some old spy serial? What inattentive and brainless guard would be fooled by such a shabby disguise? The holographic shroud masks not only your clothes, but your face and fingerprints. It modulates your voice and sweet. Science, that's how. Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. And remember, the board...
Transmission ended.
Soon wind and ride, we're sitting up. Let's do it again. Welcome, Captain. Forgot to mention my previous message silly me. I'm mailing you a copy of my favorite serial Space Adventures Singularity Steel. It's about dashing space power with a heart of all steel. It's not exactly board approved. Blah 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 blah. The logs on Hawthorne's terminal indicate that Phineas has a powerful weapon at his orbital lab. Fantastic, my friends. What is this? Telescoping staff, Spacer's Choice, 60 DPS. Got himself a sawed off. It's actually better than anything I could give him right now. So. Dodge, block.
Make
What?
yourself at home, Captain. Welcome back, Cap. How can I be? What part of the We're cleared to dock if we're going there. How can I be? Certainly, Cap. What would you like to hear? Now playing a Spacer's Choice. Everyone in Halcyon is contractually obligated to label this or another board-certified jingle as you wish. Arrived at Phineas's orbital lab.
Okay, we are at Phineas's lab. My controller has been disconnected. My charging dock is all out of sorts. So weird. So weird. Negotiation with Sprats for territory. So it says on, I should be able to find some kind of a weapon, a science weapon on here.
Hello? Can you hear me? Does this work? Oh, damn it! Blast, that's loud. I'm just securing my ongoing experiments. And securing myself. Mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since, in fact, I've never had a visitor.
Bubbles.
Oh, thank the law. Your skin hasn't spontaneously changed color. Potential side effect of the revival process. Very rare, but you never know. Right. Welcome to my little habitation, such as it is. I've got caffeinoids, 50 bits if you're into that sort of thing. So, welcome. Make yourself...
My secret hideout is your secret hideout.
The one I gave you before your pod landed? Don't worry. No, I only... Of course. Oh, it's not you. I do experiments in that room. Some of them get quite science. Regardless, it's quite comfortable and... No, and I've been trying very hard to avoid...
Ah, the wanted criminal himself. Please don't...
Wait, not another word. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know who you are. Why don't you just... Oh, fine. For what it's worth, you're a...
I am a talented scientist. Thank you very much.
Yes, indeed. Well done. Also, you... What's on your mind?
So.
Aha!
So these scientific weapons are unique weapons that have strange and powerful effects. Science weapon damage and the strength of their effects both increase as your science skill is increased.
I see you found my portable molecular compression device, better known as a shrink ray. Find a target, point, shoot. Your target will shrink down into a manageable size, whereupon you may commence beating them to a pulp. Feel free to try it on a marauder sometime.
So I got that. I got this fancy ass shrink ray here, which is pretty neat. Good thing my sciencey skill is so good. And your accomplice.
Reviving you from hibernation was my greatest accomplishment. Your odds of survival are up near 28%.
Well, it's not a take off, I think. Well, that's actually pretty cool. Okay. So I can go to all these with the exception of Tartarus. Named after the hellish atmosphere, Tartarus is where the board maintains the maximum security penal complex known as the Labyrinth.
The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Hey, Cap. Can we talk? Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson.
Okay.
I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans. I abso-surely. But I'm used to working on... All's I'm looking... Gosh, no, Captain. I aim to stay so... I think... And maybe when we put into Groundbreaker, I could stop by to visit or something.
Yes.
Thanks. Did you want to talk about...
So I'm wondering how big this is.
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure. Welcome to Groundbreaker, by the by. Don't mind the heat. Got a few days before it reaches critical. I'm sure...
Captain. Hey, Captain. I'm in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that.
That was a good thing you did, Captain. Helping to bring the...
I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm something vexing. Nothing too out of... Oh, I grew up and I was destined to be... My parents, they in turn... I envy that. The simple everything the answers to... Scientism and reason. I prefer to... Yeah?
Fantastic.
This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a toss-ball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses. Not even denying.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get cute with me again, you little back bay brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this. I need a drink.
Just arrived? Head over to Customs. Wheeler needs to process you.
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
Something like that?
Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fisticuffs. I had this foreman, right? Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But he's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting. Exactly. I was only doing what any self-respecting Rangers fan would have done. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around. Well, former dock worker. Enjoy my freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Other than that, can't say as I do. Hey, not for nothing, but I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. So your ship's got a dark and violent history? Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate... Felix Millstone. Please. See you around, boss. Going for a stroll around the docking base? Going for a stroll around the docking base?
You learn to keep your eyes to yourself in my job. Nobody wants you looking close at their
Corporate Trooper. Mardet. Stevedore, Stevedore. Stevedore, Stevedore. Basically just random people you expect to find around a dockyard, shipyard. Okay.
What do you think you're doing? Oh, just be careful next time.
Well, I only did that to... There, that's all. It's gonna be my first time loading a game. Not looking to be lowering my reputation already with anybody. That actually is... It's a groundbreaker. Positive, negative, we're neutral. Iconoclast, neutral. Monarch Stellar Industries. Okay. Gunner McCred.
I wonder what that fella did to get the board so wild at him.
Customs and inspection, right this way!
Extendo site. Is that right? Medium, medium. Elite Trooper armor. We're gonna have to save this. I don't even know what I'm doing up here. So now I'm kind of curious. Cool.
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
Yes. Need to find my workbench.
Hail, Captain. Your return time is within 14% of the expected.
So, okay. This is now 234. Okay.
value.
It's 2, 3, 4. I mean, I can probably, yeah. RPM, DPM. Fun Times Barrel. Cool. So
Yeah, so this is my hiding. I was looking for a place that was quiet. I figured the kitchen would be louder. Cozy liking. That's in pretty good shape considering how hard Mr. Hawthorne ran it. It's a Yakita LHA 120, A2 model, I'm pretty sure. The Block 2 to...
Accurate in all particulars. I conclude you are Edgewater's board-certified mechanic.
Fly-by-wire's pretty normal. Or leastways, that's what I read in the trades. I've never been on a real ship before. Hello! I am...
Speech recognition is one of the many skills I have been...
You're not simulating it, you're doing it! I asked a question and you...
I am gratified you consider this fact.
I don't see any holes in the hull. I'll take a good You can do that.
Okay. The salvation of Emerald Vale. Deserters forced to return by heroic stranger. The miracle on the frontier.
Hey, that pad down there, with the lights off, there are people unloading a ship.
Probably another sublight contract haul.
Identification, please. Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until...
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Oh, thank the law. I could use a diversion.
Tell me more then. Really sell it.
Not fond of that story. It lacks depth. Please, you can do better. I was hoping for something a little more thrilling. You sure you didn't duel him to...
Honest, sir,
That's no fun. You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Earth. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it. Access to that information is above my... I shouldn't be... If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone... You take the starch out of him, well, you won't hear any complaint. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor? Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it. A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling. Much appreciated. Is there anything else? The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly. He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he
Okay.
would, being a board man and all. Really likes his cereals.
Don't see what's so wrong about liking.
Udom takes it to... Most places are on the promenade. I got a preference for the... You need anything else? Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Two biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though.
It's fine.
Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird.
If you're thinking to make a career here, full-time jobs on Groundbreaker tend to... All right. Be seeing you.
Okay.
Hi there. Haven't seen you. What can Groundbreaker security... This is... If you're here to report a crime... I'm not so good. Folks are...
Do you do? I don't know. Oh, okay.
We can't just... Maybe... All right, I guess. In and out, though. Just try not to do any...
This is it. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew the Scholar shipped in and out with. There it is. Just yet.
Modified pistol. That's what I want. Security station. Guy from the back bays roughed up the Moon Kid, raving mad, warned me that the moon was going to bring about the end times. He was flying high on whatever McCrae grows down there.
Now that we have the data cartridge, I can finally find out where that Scholar I'm looking for ended up. Got it. His name is Reginald Cheney, and he joined a Sublight salvage crew. Only he's not listed on the return manifest. Must have made landfall somewhere he wasn't supposed to. Ah, yes. Here. There's a domicile on Monarch in Fallbrook, rented to the same bit cart he used to buy his seat on the salvage ship. I should have guessed. What better place to lay low if you wish to avoid the... I admit it was...
Bach. Huh. Yeah. Damn it, man. You will now be automatically disguised when entering associate. Perfect. Okay.
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting,
Maybe I am.
I must kindly ask. The outlaw scientist fella. If you have an inkling of the where... To the board, yeah. But he's never done nothing. Do I look like... Then get to... Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You want the... You and about 6 other... I do hope you're... We're the security... The original... Folks start... Still waiting to hear back.
So let's see what we got here. We have a few things here that we can do.
What do you think?
All right, move along.
Some sand enough. Let's do it again.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection. Canyons of acid and sulfur rain are the least of the horrors plaguing the surface of Monarch. Anarchists live as one, lawless, savage, and unemployed. The board's embargo ensures...
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
Pepperoni, sweet purple-berry flavored center. Suck it, chew it, you can
You been
do it.
flying the outer system's route lately? Deader than a space matapillar out there.
Traffic's down all over. Even the inners are holding on to their manufacture. Exports are way
Drink efficiently. There was something about the Lost Hope, was there not?
Seeking relief from the heat? Till June Lay gets... Stellar Bay proper? Tough to say. The board recalled all... It's overrun with beef. If you're aiming to... But I ain't the one you ought to be asking. The radi... And we're all... Couldn't say, and I wouldn't be pouring drinks all on. There's a... Instead of the heat... Engineering. Don't know. Weak? That's not...
Alright.
Only the usual. There's no... She doesn't come...
This is... We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement.
Anything interesting back here, I wonder?
Spending large tonight, ma'am. Rare earth.
Hell if I know.
Medical bay.
You know that I got a full...
Bolter pistol, bolter pistol.
I was wondering what they do with their waste. I guess they just chuck it down here. Where'd it all go? How about I stay up top? You know, keep watch, okay?
Couple instructions. Frankie got a lead on some local salvage. One of the groundbreaker's old hangars was bricked over until someone found it by poking around in the stevedore's quarters. Lila gave us the go-ahead to plant our flag once we clear out the new arrival. I'm sending you to scout. Look for any loose pan. Look for loose pan. We gotta climb up top of their bunks and head toward the back wall.
I know she's in there. You can't get me out of there.
Please don't make a scene, Dr. Fenhill.
I am not making a scene.
Yeah, huh?
I'm sorry. Furu? We could have avoided.
Let me get one thing straight. Jesse and I are not. Be my guest. If you know some. Good luck getting to Jesse. And better luck if you do. She's a real piece of work. And better luck if you do.
Something I can... If only my other patients had so many inquiring after them. The records say Miss Doyle checked herself in and requested I admit no visitors. Requests of our... She's not my patient. Not without... We don't have the ability. Regrettably, we'd... Take care.
Can't say I've... If you're here to... I'm expecting our delivery fellow, a brave idiot with a penchant for... I'd be grateful if you'd... Last he told me, he was taking a shortcut by Scylla, an asteroid in the Charybdis cluster. That's where I'd start, were I the adventuring type. You look out, though. Keep hanging around. What can I do for... You have your...
Moving drains or shrouds energy when it runs out. Personnel will see you and interrogate you. Talk your way out of the interrogation to reset your shroud. It will get harder to talk your way out the more you're interrogated.
You're sure this is perfectly safe? I'd rather not die early of an infectious disease myself.
dreadful sick is all. Got a cough that won't quit and sores all over my body. Highly lethally contagious. So long as I'm left alone. Criminy. Alright, okay. We can discuss this like the love. Seems I've got to do something before Ellie goes jabbering my business to anyone.
The truth is, I'm not sick. But if you repeat what I'm about to tell you to anyone, I will deny it with my dying breath. You, ain't with the board, are you? See, I owe them a lot. I might have missed a payment or two, and the other night I swear someone was following me back to my room. So I hold up here. Udon Bedford's the board guy on the station. He'd know how I stand with them. If you can square things for me, I'd owe you one even bigger than Ellie owes me. What? No, Think? No, I recognize. All right, I'll fess this part up too, if it means you'll help me. I'm a thief. I specialize in particularly high-end and historically valuable items.
Okay.
3 weeks back, I caught rumor that the Blood Tear diamond, last worn by an heiress on the Lost Hope, had surfaced for the first time in If I had, you think I'd be... Let's just... Anywho, Thanks for helping. Or I guess I should...
Perfect.
What seems... Take care.
Any word? Good luck. The board's got an office on the promenade just before.
When might we expect you out here again? Canned surface is already sold out again.
Spacer's choice.
Can we rent an upstairs room?
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. Tossball finals are scheduled to air soon, but a scandal has rocked the league and thrown this...
How do you do? And welcome to the Rest and Go. Sorry. Oh, you can't miss her. Right behind you, number 2. First unit on the list. There's a reason.
Okay, not yet. Son of a bitch. Oh, he just got here. Couldn't toy.
Somebody was trying to fix this up, but looks like they ain't been here in a long while. Poor little sweetie.
Here we go.
What was going on here? Workbench. Oh, my cat's trying to get in. Oh. Alright, I have to put my cat in. Come on, kid. Oh.
Rizzo's Purple Berry Punch. You want a punch? We've got your punch right here.
Okay.
It just me, or has it been deader than usual around here?
Stop.
Give Tramp Raiders more pads. Are there enough?
Go, get.
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastards.
Yeah, no one wants you
Have
on
you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of noted terrorist Phineas Wells. Report any sightings to your local Bourne embassy.
They're terrified.
CNP Bourse Pocket can be macro age in 2.5 seconds. Bourse Pocket.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going. Silly kitty. What's up, bud? It's like Bubbles. It's not the worst unless it's poorest worst. Oh, little Harley.
Who the? Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company?
A neighbor from above approaches our realm. Back away now, or you'll parley with the king.
Wait, okay.
Look at this ripe piece of meat just sizzling on the grill. Yum, yum. Time to feed the flames. It's nothing personal.
Is this what carbon monoxide poisoning looks like? I don't think this deck is...
Speaking for myself, Captain, I am not of a mind to be murdered by a psychopath who plays...
You came with the crew. Welcome. We got plenty of space to spread out. but only room for one captain. I know this ain't a toy, neighbor from above. It's a catalyst, just like me. Keep talking. I like this. Listen to the fire of those convictions. This one's alive or dead, rare or medium. What's it gonna be? How do you want? My flame? Shit. Little Flick here got me started on the pyro path. Fine. He's yours. Give him a good home.
Don't worry, Mr. McRed. We'll treat Mr. Flick extra nice on account of he's your friend.
You call your lighter Little Flick?
I'll miss my baby Pyro, but it beats losing my head. This court needs its king, and I'm one of a kind. Keen eyes you got there. Sunita gave me this lighter. We had a carnal understanding a few years back, and she wanted me to have some. Lay it on me, boss. Ship got impounded. The crew and I racked up a debt while we were grounded, and my baby got sold to Sublight. That's bureaucracy. Am I your dark reflection? Shit, must be getting old. Stay here too long, and the groundbreaker drains you like a fuel tank. The sec-
Even the proverbial unwashed masser.
Everyone get branded when they join McRed's crew?
Oh, what the fuck?
Everyone all right? I heard something.
Captain, look out!
Get out of my fucking way.
All right, I'm on my way.
Whatever.
I'm on my way.
Making my way there. I am en route, Captain. Easy does it.
Moonlight.
Cool.
What do you think you're doing?
Well, I didn't fucking...
I don't have time for this. Haven't seen any new faces down here. That's too bad. I mean, he was a scary fucker, total pyro. I'll get back to my post. Be seeing you, stranger.
Great. And okay. So I'm curious as to something there. What is PD? And we're heading back. I've been getting so caught up in playing this game that I totally forgot that I was even streaming, to be honest with you. I mean, that's not a bad thing. It doesn't make for a good watch. So Raptidon head anatomy. So first things first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to head straight towards engineering.
And an old Yakita 37? You think they'd let me peek at the power plant?
Advertisement for the following
Good law, the heat in here is so unbearable, I can hardly
Do you
live.
have what it takes to defend your favorite township from the danger?
Thought there'd be more machinery. Must be housed on a sublevel.
Talk to your
I
local.
spent all day in here and not have looked at half the best stuff. It's all pretty worn, though.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. No, it isn't. It's a mess. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting. Good. Don't go making trouble, and chances are you won't find it. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the promenade can get you the right weapon for the job. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard.
Thank you, appreciate it.
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it?
14,000.
Lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is...
Okay. Since you run a whole space station,
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can...
Right. In person. Sure thing, Captain. Wow, great. I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. Couldn't have done it without your moral support.
Now, if there's nothing else, there are other parts. Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air. Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them None. The board is... Those are... Wow. I'll take those. I need you to head through the large door at the far end of engineering. Take the elevator down into the machine. There's a terminal in the back. Activate it when I call over the ship's PA. And bring weapons. There's a slight Mantipillar infestation. More than a few. Less than a hive. Nothing. We were salvaged.
Don't worry, Miss...
I'm genuine.
Gentlemen, ladies,